So, like, I don't remember when I first read Fireborn, and it's been a couple of months since I read Morningstar as well. It is July 9th, 2022, as I'm about to start editing this video. So, we're about to go on a ride together to see what life was like in each of those times, because I don't remember what I filmed. And who knows when I'll finish editing this video, and then when it'll go live. We're staying on brand here. Anyway, let's find out when I first read Fireborn. Piera recommended these books to me like a year ago. That's how much of a procrastinator I am. But I'm finally reading them. Hi, I'm Kat and I am jumping aboard the trend of reading books that people have recommended to me, and I am starting with books that Piera Ford has recommended me. I am one of Piera's patrons, and one of the things that she did last year for some of her patrons was to recommend them books that she thinks that they would like, and she recommended me 3 books, and then I immediately went out and bought them and was like, okay, I'm going to do a vlog about this. It has been a year. I read other things, but I am currently in quarantine, so what's happening? So she recommended me 3 books. The first one was Half Bad by Sally something. I did read that years ago. I did not like it. I was just very confused, and my favorite character got killed off. I don't think I'll try it again one day. And then the second book was one of her all-time favorite books, and I did buy that and I do own it. But since then there has been some controversy about that author, so I may still read the book. I just won't be vlogging my experience about it. I might just say at the end whether I liked it or not. And then the third book was Fireborn by Rosaria Munda, which I am about to start reading. And because I only have 1 book here that I am vlogging, I am going to count Morningstar by Pierce Brown as a book recommended by Piera because she loves the Red Rising saga. I have read the first 2 books. The first one was okay. The second one I didn't really like, but I do own the third one and I do want to read it. So we shall see my thoughts on it. But we are starting with Fireborn. I don't know too much about this, but it has dragons in it, and then there was a revolution and anyone can become a dragon rider now. And there's like a poor girl and a rich guy, and they were like friends for a long time. But then, like, the back says that people who knew the rich guy's parents want to take back control, so he has to decide whether he wants to be on the revolution side or the rich people's side. And then she has to decide whether she wants to fight on the revolution side or help her friend or something. Anyway, this one sounded very interesting. The cover is cool. And, you know, now let's just, you know, hunker down in my bed and start reading. I read the first chapter and then I got distracted by other things. It's the next day, let's read. So there's a lot of explanation about the revolution and what happened, and there's some flashbacks that are in third person and everything. And then we've just learned that even though the revolution happened, people are still like put into different classes. Like, it has nothing to do with their families now. It has to do with like how they trained into it and stuff. But they're still separated. So like there's literally the bronze section, the iron section, and the silver and gold sections. I think we need another revolution already, because clearly this revolution didn't work to make things entirely better. So like, yes, commoners being able to ride dragons now, good. But then you're still separating everyone under this new regime. But the back of the book does make it sound like they're gonna try and fight back, so let's do it. I'm like an Annie. Oh my god, it's been like a week and a half. I am terrible at this vlogging thing. So, I am probably almost halfway through Fireborn now, and I have some notes that I took while reading throughout the week. So, I have Annie is already improving herself and being able to like show that she knows her shit. And a lot of that is coming down to having a good teacher who actually, you know, helps. Because I totally get that, like, you're in a class where everyone else is talking and you don't want to like jump in or interrupt or anything, but then when you're given a chance to speak, like, you actually can. And she's also set on improving herself now, and like you can see how she's growing and, you know, becoming less shy and anxiety ridden and all of that. And then she was invited to study with other people. I am liking that the other female guardians are very supportive. And then she put her hand up in the First Protector lesson, like, she can do things, she knows stuff, and I love that she's having a chance to do it now. I'm liking Annie so much more than Lee. Like, every time I get to a Lee part, I'm like, oh, I have to sit through this again. Why can't we just get back to Annie? So Tudor knows that the new guy will end up, oh yes. So we see the tutor for Dragon Tongue or poetry or whatever it was, and he's like, this new regime might not be better than the last one. Like, it's a very slippery slope into a dictatorship again. And like, I get it, because it's like a whole District 13 versus the capital thing. Like, yes, the revolution has good intentions, but you need the right person leading that revolution. Otherwise, it's going to end up just like the last one. So I'm down with like the more equality and everything that the revolution has brought, but then you can also see that like it's not as good as it could be. Like, the merit-based class system has good intentions, but then one of the characters' sisters only got like the lowest class because she's dyslexic. And like, they don't actually say that, but it, like, they mentioned how she was like jumbling words and letters and stuff, and I'm like, okay, so she's dyslexic, but that doesn't impact her ability to work. So we shall see how this revolution goes, and whether Lee will turn his back and join his cousins. And I also genuinely don't really know which way the leader of the army person is going to go, if it's going to be Lee or Annie, because I could see where they could go with either side of the story. I forgot to mention, when I started this vlog, I was in quarantine, and then I was out for a week, and now we're back in lockdown because of stupid Sydney and their removalists and their failure to just lock the fuck down. But yeah, lockdown is supposed to end on Wednesday. It won't. We never have just a 5-day lockdown. It'll at least go into the Wednesday after. I finished Fireborn! So, I did finish it like 4 days ago, but it's the weekend now, so I had time to actually film. And I do have notes that I wrote. I did enjoy it. I gave it like a 3.5 stars, which is a good rating for me. It means I enjoyed it. What notes did I have since my last update? I have one of the guys at like the ball or something was making a joke about Annie and how she was from the Highlands and she was poor and stuff. And like, the other people were like, no. And he was like, it was a joke. Sometimes it seems like one can't make them anymore. And I was like, I can hear people in our society saying that, and I'm so annoyed at him. Oh, and then we had the First Protector burning books. That's always the mark of a fabulous, kind government. And then the First Protector using dragons to spark fear in people and make them hand over food after there is a shortage of food. And then the distribution of food, which was going heavily towards the golds. I was like, oh, who would have seen this coming? And then yeah, it's like the whole Capital versus District 13 thing again, where like the new regime is a bit better, but like it's still not what it should be. And I like how our main characters were coming to see that, and they just had to deal with like their leaders in this regime as well. And there are people having a chat out front of the front of my apartment. Why the fuck are you just standing there? This isn't your apartment, neither is the one next to you. Yeah, they were coming to terms of being leaders in this regime, and like they have to do some of the bad things for the greater good, and there's only so much that they can do because of the power they hold isn't as great as the power of like the First Protector and stuff. The class irons being called unskilled laborers. You don't think it takes skill to work in a factory? So I just kept getting more and more angry at this new government, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where this heads off to in the next book, which I may read at some point. I'm not going to rush to it because this is my TBR and I would like to, you know, read some of them.
Oops.
And then, yeah, I was kind of aware of this throughout the whole thing, but it really hit home at the end. Why are they putting 16-year-olds in charge of armies and dragons? Like 16-year-olds, yeah, maybe they can take care of themselves and a few other friends, but an entire country? I wouldn't do that just yet. Maybe let them finish high school first. So yeah, that was Fireborn. There was the first chapter of the second book at the back of this book, which I skimmed a little, and it looks like it's from the point of view of like someone on the other side at the other island who was like friends with Julia and stuff. So I'm assuming the second book's gonna like double down on that, like the government is not always doing the best thing. Maybe there needs to be another revolution. So yeah, that is book 1 down of my books that Piera has recommended me. Thank you, Piera, for recommending me this one. I did enjoy it. I don't know when I'm going to start reading the second book that I'm going to do for this vlog. That book will be Morningstar, and I'm not in a rush to get to it because I have a whole bunch of other books that I need to read first. But, you know, we're in lockdown number 5 right now, so maybe we'll be in lockdown number 6 by the time I get to the next book. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea when I filmed that last section of the vlog. Like, I think it was first lockdown? Maybe it was second or third. I don't know, I feel like it was a 2020 lockdown, not a 2021 lockdown. But it could have been 2021, I don't know. It's 2022 now. April 27th to be exact. And I'm finally getting around to doing the second half of this vlog. Like, I just considered abandoning it, but like I filmed that first half, so I'm gonna do it. This vlog is also just gonna be the 2 books because while I still do own the 3rd book, I'm not gonna like promote it and stuff, so this part of the vlog is about me finally reading Morningstar by Pierce Brown. It was not technically one of the 3 that Piera recommended to me in the Patreon thing when she recommended me books, but the first one was Fireborn. I already read that. Then I've already read Half Bad years ago. So I'm counting this one because we need the content. I've also like literally just only put the bookmark in there and I'm not even gonna start it tonight. I just wanted to film tonight because I got back from the hairdresser. So let's get some, you know, shots of the hair while it still doesn't have any regrowth, which will appear in like 3 days. So yeah, so book 3 in the Red Rising trilogy, like the original trilogy / series overall, I will not be reading beyond this, like so I won't read like the second half of the series. But I have owned Morningstar longer than I owned Golden Sun because I found this for $7 and it's a hardcover, so of course I was gonna buy it. So I want to read it. I want to know how it like ends. I wasn't a big fan of book 2, like I gave it 2 stars, and that was because I just didn't connect to the characters and it took me so long to read. I don't know if I was in a reading slump or if it was just that book itself. So because I am vlogging this one, I am hoping to read it faster. So it took me a month to read Golden Sun, and I don't want to take a month to read this. This is also the last book of my Magical Readathon spring, fall, autumn. No, it is spring because it's autumn here right now. Spring equinox TBR. And because it's 27th of April, I am not going to finish it this month because I have to work for the next 2 days. And I have acting class tomorrow night starting again. So that also feels like very on brand for this vlog that I'm going to acting class tomorrow night because this is based on books Piera has recommended me. Anyway, I will not be finishing the book this month, but I'm still going to count it towards my Magical Readathon TBR because I can. It's literally like 9:30 at night because I had to go get this done after work. So I'm going to end up going on sleeping on this and hoping that it's not a frizzy mess tomorrow morning. It is a work from home day for the rest of the week, so that's something. It is Sunday now and I have officially started Morningstar. I read one chapter so far, but I do really appreciate the story so far and the list of all of the characters that are appearing, because I will need to refer back to this list a lot because I have no idea who half these people are, or there's just a lot of names. So I spent the morning sleeping, and then once I got up, I took pictures with the new hairs and did some Instagrams and TikToks and stuff. So now I can finally stop and read. And it's like 3:46, so I mean, I don't actually know how much reading I'll get done today anyway, because I have to cook. And then I have to start learning my lines. This like little monologue thing that we're doing on our next acting class, I suck at like retaining lines. Like, I can never remember them when I need them. Like, nothing happened in chapter 1 because Darrow's been captured, and then it's just us checking in with him being like, okay, this is where he is. This is just what happened. Oh, look, there's someone else. So we shall see what happens. Okay, I've read 2 more chapters now. Random thing, Mustang likes chai. I like chai. Mustang's also my favorite character so far, and I'm just kind of annoyed we don't see a lot of her. Darrow is in the midst of being rescued, and I do really like Holiday and Trig so far. So currently off to a better start than I had with Golden Sun. But like 9 months in that like hole.
The way I flinched when I read that word.
I literally just got home, but I need to film now, otherwise I will continue to forget to film. It is Friday night, it is the 6th, I think it is. Just came back from seeing Doctor Strange. Wanda, my girl, you good? You fine? Book-wise, I am on page 86. I haven't read in a couple of days because Thursday is acting class day, so I don't do any reading then either. And I'm enjoying it enough so far. Like, I literally have no idea how it's going to end though, because I don't know if Pierce Brown is like a happy ending writer or if he's a like burn it all down writer.
Yep, I am this person. This is Big Brother and is back.
It's Sunday the 15th of May now, and it's that way. I'm only on page 128. I did like no reading during the week because Big Brother started, and that is like a 2-hour show Monday through Thursday, and Thursday I also had acting class. I was hoping to finish the book this weekend, but it's 1 p.m, so I don't think that's going to happen, especially since I want to do some filming and photos today because, you know, the regrowth is starting. So this will go through to at least next weekend, which is a fun weekend because Harry Styles drops his new album and we're voting. I'm going to be walking to go vote out ScoMo while listening to Harry Styles. I have to figure out what to wear though, because I don't have anything like rainbow or anything like obvious to deter the Liberals, which are the Conservatives here, from trying to, you know, campaign to me. So maybe I'll just wear green, like a lot of green, being like, can you tell who I'm voting for? I'm also considering like a denim jacket with a lot of pins on it, combat boots, just trying to find a way to make sure that they don't try and stop me. Anyway, book. What was the last thing that happened? Oh yeah, he barged into a meeting on one of the moons, and Mustang was there. Finally, girl, where you been? Where the hell have you been, Loca? Apparently the only times I remember to film are on Sundays and on Thursdays. It is a Thursday again, and I just got back from my acting class. It's like 10 p.m. We did our first self-tapes today, and we get those back next week. So we'll see what it looks like. It's funny because one of my classmates was like, oh, how'd you go? Like, how are you going with the camera and all of that? And I'm like, camera's not the problem. I'm used to that. So normally at this point, I would be taking off my makeup, making a cup of tea, and then getting in bed to like watch something. But in 2 hours, Harry's house drops. Harry,
And then, oh, it's on this one. It's upside down. Treat people with kindness. Harry's house drops at midnight. Supposedly, we're getting conflicting reports. I think it's already midnight or about to be midnight in New Zealand, so I'm going to go check if they have the album, and then that means that I'll be able to listen to it in 2 hours. Reading wise, I read a little bit this week. I tried to like read at least like 20 minutes a day or something, so I'm there now. I'm on page 186. And like Mustang was there, and then like 2 pages later she was gone. Does she come back? It's like, sure, the revolution is happening and they're about to go to war and all of that. And, you know, like inspiring the low colors to rise up and stuff. Is Mustang there? Mustang gotta rise up with you? Also not seeing a lot of Victra. Can we get more of her? Like, she's there in the scenes, but like, it's just kind of like to the side of Darrow. We don't get overly a lot from her. So like now would probably be a good time to read while I have some time to kill. But I probably won't. But I do want to finish this soon. Can't believe I'm not even halfway yet. Hopefully read a little bit tomorrow. And then Saturday, we'll see what happens. It's voting day. And my outfit, I think I'm not going to go with a denim jacket. I have this jumper that says fight like a girl. So I think I'm going to wear that. And then Sunday is the YA page writing group. So I'll actually get some writing done this weekend. It's like the only time that I'm getting writing done these days is at writing group. Like I only have a few chapters of this work in progress that I've been working on for years to go. So I should just write the damn thing. Okay, let's go. Play.
Fried rice, I could cook an egg on you. Late night game time, coffee on the stove. Your sweet ice cream, but you could use a flake or two. Blue bubble gum twisting anytime. I don't want you to get lost. I don't want you to go wrong. I want you.
I don't know what this has to do with sushi. I literally paused it to put my headphones in because it's midnight, and he mentioned music for a sushi restaurant. We had the end of the album the whole time. Oh, that last bit, that last bit with the piano. They gave that to us weeks ago, and people were trying to figure out what it was and stuff. We had the end of the album the whole time. It's a beautiful album. But Though we're still kind of holding out for a bit of rock because, you know, back during the 2021 Grammys, we were told that that was going to be the vibe. Wasn't the vibe. But still a gorgeous album. And I think Sushi and Late Night Talking might be my favorite. I like a bop. Happens with Taylor Swift as well. Ask Lucy from What Lucy's Reading. We have vastly different favorite Taylor Swift songs because I like a bop and she likes the sad ones. It's 12:45 a.m. now, and I should go to bed. Well, I mean, like I'm in bed, I should go to sleep because I still have work tomorrow. There you are. I voted, and in my Fight Like a Girl jumper, and I have a green scrunchie in my hair, and the ladies at the bake sale complimented my jumper. That gives me some hope, seeing as how I live in a currently Liberal-held area. I bought a brownie, and I got 2 democracy sausages. So unlike the US, it doesn't take us a week to announce a winner, so we should hopefully have a new Prime Minister by the end of the day. So that was my morning, because it's only like 10 something in the morning right now. Reading wise, I'm up to page 222, and I think I'm just gonna try and read today. I think I'll read all day today. Suddenly, there's a Harry Styles live stream. Guess I'm not reading for the next like hour or two. I know that the last time I did this, like singing Bohemian Rhapsody in an arena full of people, was only like 2 months ago at the Wiggles. But like, I already miss concerts. Like the Wiggles was my one concert in forever. And I want a Harry Styles one night only in Australia. We deserve more shows, because Our Love on Tour is 2 albums going to be rolled into one. We just completely missed the Fine Line era. I want to be at a concert. 2 months till my next concert. That one's just in a pub though. With my brownie. Live stream over. Let's actually get some reading done. Ragnar? No. No, I don't accept that. I like Sephi. Now, on to part 3. I go to look at the election results and... oh, I don't like that. That's bad. I genuinely don't know how they can be giving these numbers when only 11% of votes have been counted in the country. These numbers on Channel 7 are also different to the numbers on ABC. What? 55, 67, 55, 56, 45. This one's better. Well, that's looking better over on Channel 7. They're calling it. And so there was 2 ways this was gonna go. This is the better option. I don't think they're projecting it as well. Like 71, and they need 76. The numbers are different here, but they're still saying Labour wins. Ha! Ha 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 ha. I didn't expect this vlog to be so much about Harry Styles and the election, but it's happening. Last month, me and my friends were talking about how my vote probably wouldn't do much in my electorate because it's such a conservative electorate and it's only ever had a Liberal MP. Like, never anyone else. And they just called it for Labour. It's the first ever Labour MP in my electorate. And they're still counting, but they're up to 24.6% of us voted Greens. It's amazing for where I live. I didn't finish the book yesterday. It's now Sunday and it is like 2 p.m. This morning was writing group and I got like 800 words down, which is good since the last time I wrote was last month's writing group. Much further than I was before. I'm on page 294. And things are ramping up. The first line of this chapter is 500 nuclear warheads. Yeah, that's bad. I'm feeling okay about it. I don't actually really care about the big space battle stuff, so when like some sort of fight is described, I'm kind of skimming those now. Like, it would probably be one of those things where it's more interesting on screen. 8 p.m. and no, I haven't finished the book. What did we expect? It's me. And it's like, it's not even the book's fault. It's just me not focusing on reading. But I am on page 312. Really not far from where I was before. I made dinner and then I spent my time doing this, putting myself into the One Last Stop book cover. I got rid of the words. Now I've got to put myself in there properly. Have a hard time sitting down and actually focusing on reading these days. So the plan for the rest of the night is I'm just going to ignore everything else and read. I am determined to finish this tonight. Page 346, they're about to go into like a big space battle, which the battle itself I'll probably skim, but like all of our like main characters or whatever like having a group chat, and this is the stuff I like them just like them just like joking with each other and all of that. So like this is just hitting way too close to like the Australian election. Like, obviously different circumstances because we're not going to war in space, and I'm not assuming that they're going to win because there's like another 3-book series, so I don't know how this series ends to have the next one come, but like it sounds like the war is going to be won by like the working class and women. That's how we won the election in Australia. The Liberals underestimated the power of the working class, women, and people who cared about climate change. And they lost. No. What? He did not just buy Felicia this. When are you going to stop listening to me when I say I'm going to finish the book today? No, I didn't finish it last night. It's Monday evening right now. But I only have like 120 pages to go. Like, I'm at chapter 50. And I did indeed skim read like the space battles and the going through to get to the deck at the front. The bridge, that's the word. Rock, I expected to die. Didn't know he was going to do it himself. But I just kept being like, Darrow, just hurry up and do it so we can move the story along. Would have been much simpler if he had just did it earlier. What did we expect at this point? I haven't finished the book. They won the battle against Rock and then they were on their way to go fight in the war. They're trying to get information about it from Antonia right now. And there's less than 100 pages to go. It will be interesting to see, one, like if they win, who's gonna die, how this part of the story wraps up, if Darrow gets a happy ending, I am interested in like where the characters end up themselves and their interactions together. Just not as big on all the space battle descriptions and stuff. Severo and Victra are getting married, and like it seems weird, not like the pairing itself, but because we didn't really see much of it, because we don't get either of their perspectives, and we don't see them be coupley at all or hook up or anything when Darrow's around. So it kind of feels weird because we didn't see much of the lead up. We just saw them kind of pining over each other a couple of times. This is also like our last bit of happiness before, you know, everything goes completely insane in the finale. Bloody hell, these Gold's bodies, like, none of them should still be alive after all the shit they've gone through. What? This is the type of thing I hate. So they have like the big, oh, we like one moment, and then it's like a week later. No. Show me what happened in here. I want to know what happened immediately after this moment. No, I'm just kidding. I finished the book like a week ago. But I got sick and then just like couldn't speak for a while and then just kept coughing. And I'm trying not to cough right now, so that's great. But I've missed a week of my acting lessons and I'm on my way to it. Now, we're doing scene work now instead of monologues, and I'm doing a scene from The Social Network and I get to yell at Mark Zuckerberg, and that just, it feels good. Anyway, the book, 3 stars. Didn't mind it, and like that's a good thing because it's not usually the type of book that I read, and I gave the second book 2 stars. So the fact that the third book got 3 stars is an improvement. Yeah, I really don't have much more to say about it. The ending, like the ending kind of came a little bit out of nowhere. And I watched Beck from Beckle Books like review on the entire series, and she also thought it came out of nowhere. So it's good to know that I'm not the only one who thought that. Mustang's still my favorite. Could have done with more of her. And I'm kind of surprised more people didn't die. I mean, I am happy I've read it, so now I know what people are talking about, but I won't go and read the next 3 books because those are big books and I just don't have the capacity to care about them. Also, not COVID, I just got that flu that's been going around. Yeah, I should go to class. I don't want to go outside because it's cold. It's winter now. And also, like, I turned 27 in 20 days. 16-year-old me would not be sufficiently impressed of where I'm at. 16-year-old me was like, by the time I'm 27, I'm going to have the best career ever, and I'm going to be married and have 2 kids. Not a 1. I mean, I guess it's kind of possible to happen before I turn 28. I would just need to get, like, married really quickly and have kids, like, straight away. And, you know, someone actually give me my dream job now. Hi, I will take that one right now. Anyway, off topic. Comment down below what you thought of the books I read in this. Thank you, Piera, for recommending them. And one day I'll get around to editing this video. It's June 2nd today. Let's see when I edit it.